Peace, everybody. Welcome back to the Drawing Journal. Hope everybody had a lovely week. My week was good so far. I was very productive this week, and I am happy to announce that I just got to 2,000 subscribers on YouTube. I'm excited about that. I was not expecting that milestone to arrive so early this year. I started the year off with 1,400, so in the past 7 months I've gotten about 600 new subscribers, and I'm really excited about that. This week I'm going to be working on something different for the Drawing Journal. I'm going to be drawing the face of a cat, partly for practicing fur texture, and it's going to be, the focus on this is going to be contrast between texture of the fur and glassiness of the eyes. And then I'm also going to do just black and white on the outside for the fur and the face, and then the eyes are going to be colored. I'm going to try to get the contrast between the black and white and the color to be really unique. And yeah, so that's what I'm going to be working on now. Like I mentioned, I've been extremely productive all week. It's just been fantastic. I've finished subscriber portrait number 3, which I'll get into that a little bit more. I just finished, just before recording this video, I finished another drawing, weekly drawing 44 actually, so I'm getting up there on those. And then of course Thursday, if you saw the video, I have weekly drawing 43, which I did an inking of Wolverine, which was a little bit outside my style. I don't normally do that kind of style. Inking I like, but I've always done more of the anime style as opposed to American comic book style or anything like that, Marvel, DC kind of thing. But it was interesting. It didn't come out the way that I was hoping, but I think overall it came out okay. I'm satisfied with it, I guess. And what else? Yeah, so I guess I should start drawing, because otherwise there's no purpose to this video. So I'm going to just start on the eyes and go from there. Yeah, I'm a couple weeks ahead now with the videos. I'm hoping to kind of stay ahead in the next few weeks, because I will be leaving the country at the end of this month, and I'll be gone for a month, so I'll be unable to make videos and things like that. So I'm hoping that I can have a few videos that will upload while I'm gone, so that my channel doesn't, so that nothing is not being uploaded. So that's my goal. I might actually spread out these videos more than a week, maybe every other week, so that they can come out while I'm gone, just depending on how many I complete. I do have a video planned to make tomorrow. I have a drawing planned for tomorrow, so that'll be my 5th drawing in 6 days. So very productive week. I haven't been this productive in a while. It feels really good. It's very exciting, especially on top of the new milestone of 2,000 subscribers, which I'm really excited about. I have a couple ideas in mind to expand my subscriber base, and yeah, so I'll keep those secret for now, but you'll be seeing more of it evolve as time goes on, once I get a little bit more time to plan it better. But the subscriber portrait 3, let me talk about that a little bit. So that will be next Thursday. Next Thursday that video will go live. I actually have it done already. It's uploaded. It's just hidden. I like to keep my stuff on schedule. It makes it easier for me, and it makes it easier for all of you, so that you kind of have an idea of when to expect a video from me. Of course, every Saturday morning, I have this video available, and I just like to keep things scheduled because it makes my life easier. But yeah, so I had a little bit of a mishap with the subscriber portrait 3, and I did the initial sketch, as you can, I don't know if you can see on the camera, but you can definitely see this. I have general outline sketched out, is the outline of the eyes. And part of the reason I do that off camera is because I'm flipping it around and I'm trying to get the lines correct, and it's just, it would make it not very good part of the video to have me flipping the page around and stuff like that, because I need a little bit more freedom when I'm doing stuff like that. And so I always do the initial sketches off screen, because it's just easier not to have a camera in my face, because the camera is literally right in front of my face. It does kind of get in the way during videos and stuff, but I tolerate it when I've gotten to a stage where I don't have to be turning the page around and stuff like that. And it's quite a challenge, actually, and sometimes. But anyway, getting back to the subscriber portrait 3 and the mishap. So I had the initial sketch, and I think I mentioned it in last week's video, is that I try to, after I do the initial sketch, and I have these graphite lines down, I need to erase them a little bit to make them light, because otherwise it will blend with the colored pencils, and it will mess things up, especially if I'm using white. It will just turn into gray, and there's no fixing it after it does that. So I try to get them as light as possible so that it's almost just an indent at that point. So I was doing that with the initial sketch, and I was using, where's that eraser? I was using my kneaded eraser, and the way that I do it easily, quick tip, I guess, for anybody that draws, is I roll it into a cylinder, and then I just kind of roll it on the page like that, and it will just slowly pick up the graphite, and it'll leave just enough to see, and it's really nice. But I was doing that, and I was going back and forth, and the eraser caught the paper just the wrong way, and when I pulled it back, the eraser didn't slide, and it literally just crumpled the paper. And it wasn't terribly crumpled, it was noticeable for sure. And so I tried to flatten it out a few different ways. You know, I tried the old money trick where you slide it on the corner, and I wasn't too concerned about it curling because I was going to tape it down anyway when I draw on it. But yeah, it didn't work. I tried placing it in between two things and pressing it, and then I was like, oh, well, you know, I'll put a couple pieces of paper on it, and I'll just use an iron. I'll just iron it flat. Well, that's what I tried. I put it in between a few different pieces of paper, 2 or 3, to protect the paper itself from burning or anything like that. And for some reason, it just ruined it completely. No way of salvaging it. It was just completely destroyed. The paper just wrinkled up like a piece of bacon, and yeah, I was a good half hour into the drawing process. I was literally just about to start recording, because I had the final sketch all good and mapped out, and there was just no salvaging it, and so I threw it away. I had to throw it away. It's crumpled up in the trash can right next to me, actually. it was a little bit frustrating because I don't generally have a lot of time during the week to work on stuff. And this week is a little bit unique because my other class is not in session right now because the teacher's out. And so I've had this whole week off from his class, which has been fantastic because I can't stand the class. I'm so ready for it to be over. And yeah, so it was a little annoying to have to start over, but fortunately I just got another piece of paper, sketched it out, and since it was the second time, I think it came out better anyway. And I just sat down and drew all day, and it was fantastic. And I finished it a couple days ago. I have it up on my wall. I like to hang the pictures that I just finished on the wall for a few days to just look at them, because sometimes, in the moment you look at a drawing and you're like, yes, that's exactly what I want, and then a week later you look at it and you're like, oh, that looks like crap, I need to fix something. And so I just hang it up on the wall. That way I look at it for a few days to kind of get an idea if there's anything that I should fix before posting it. I mean, the video's already done, so there's no fixing that, but posting the final image and whatnot, that's always fixable. And so, yeah, that's how in spite of all that, I was still able to be as productive as I am. The one drawing that I finished right before making this video, well, I'm going to keep it a complete secret because I'm so very fond of the picture, and I don't want to share it until the video airs, which will still be a couple weeks away. But so I came across this website that shares really high quality photographs that are completely royalty free, and so you can use them any way that you want. And generally it's referring to like photo manipulations or using it for, I don't know, using it for something, anything that you want, I guess. And so I was looking through the library of photos that they had, and I came across this one picture. It was a nighttime picture. I'm going to keep it kind of vague because I really want to keep it a secret. It was a nighttime picture, so most of the background was black, and but the contrast of colors and the lights in it. And I've always been really fond of artists that do like rainy night scenes, because it just feels like one of the most difficult time of day to capture in art, because it's just like, how do you capture the image that is darkness? How do you lay down colors and create nighttime? And because the images, they're not black, they have color to it. And so I was immediately captivated by this photograph that I came across, because it's a nighttime rainy scene, and I was like, that picture is amazing. And so I downloaded it because it's free. I'll put the link in the description, as long as I remember that I said this in this video. If I forget to put the link in the description, just remind me in the comments or something. But yeah, as soon as I saw this picture, I was like, I need to draw that. I downloaded it with no plan of action to how I'm gonna do it or anything like that. It was like, that picture is amazing. I need to draw it. And that's actually how a lot of my drawings kind of come about. Just I see something and I'm immediately captivated by the subject and the composition of the image that I just get inspired. And so yesterday, because I started drawing it yesterday, I was sitting here and I was looking at it on my computer and I was like, oh, I have time. I have time today. I should do something productive. And so I was looking at it, I was like, man, how am I going to attack this image? How am I going to create this on paper? And that's one of the things that I always stress to beginner artists is like, you got to plan. You can get lucky and like just jump into a piece and it turn out good, but no professional artist is just jumping into a piece. Like, they plan it. I plan my stuff meticulously. If you don't believe me, go look at my coloring tutorials, my how to color anime tutorials, because that's the planning that I take on every picture. For instance, this right here, like here, just more proof. All the colors that I'm going to use. Like, I looked at the image, I looked at my colored pencils, what colors am I going to use, what colors do I need, and then I got them. And I don't have to think about it, I just look over, grab the color I need. I'm not digging around a box or anything like that. And that helps. It helps for two reasons. Like, one, it saves time when you're actually working on the piece. Like, I mean, look at the progress I've made on these eyes already. And the second reason is it makes you stop and look at the image and think about, what the colors are doing, where are the colors, what colors you need, and how they're laid out, how they're mixing, because you need to think about those things to determine which colors you're going to need. And so it's definitely a must when it comes to being a good artist or a professional artist. You have to plan your pieces. You can't just do them randomly. And so I was looking at this nighttime photo and I was like, goodness, how am I going to create that nighttime effect? How am I going to make this photo look like it was taken at night? Or this drawing, how am I going to make it look like it's nighttime? Because I can't just go black with everything, because then it would just be a black piece of paper. And I only had white paper, or this tan color. And I've used markers in the past to black out an image. Actually, now that I think about it, my Galaxy Sapphire and my Emerald, they have black backgrounds, and I just used marker to do that, and it looks good. The black marker that I use is pretty even, and it works well to create that black background. But looking at this picture, I was like, I really don't think that it would be a good way to go. I think that it just would take too much time, and it'd take too much marker. I mean, it would just be too much. So I decided to go over to this art store, and conveniently for me, I live right next to an art store. I mean, I can almost throw a rock and hit it. It's just 2 blocks down the road, and it's a fantastic art store. It's like family-owned art store, so they have like real prices, not those jacked up prices that you get at like Dick Blick's and Hobby Lobby and all those other big name art stores that literally like 1.5 times the price of anything you can order online, because they have to mark it up to make money. But yeah, the store is just fantastic. It's like, the name of it is like craft store, so it's the most generic name ever, but fantastic art store. It's huge. The first time I walked in, I was amazed at how ginormous it was. But I decided, I'm just going to walk over there and check out what papers they have and see if I can get some black paper to do this picture. So I went over there and checked out their paper, and they sold it by the sheet, so it was very convenient. So I was like, hey, I need some paper. And they're like, well, here it is. Pick what you want. And they had like this little, almost like a painter's book. Just flip through different kinds of different kinds of paper. And they didn't have much selection as far as black. But the selection that they did have, or the kind that I ended up getting, was Stonehenge paper. It's looks like this, and it's got this really nice smooth back. The front side has a little bit more texture for the people that are a fan of texture. I'm not quite sure what the name of this paper is. I know that it's Stonehenge, and I know that it's 250 GSM, and I love this paper. I can't get over how amazing this paper is. I bought it, I cut it, I started the piece, finished the piece, and the way that the colored pencils went onto this paper, it's like, I never would have imagined that paper made such a huge difference in your work. And the quality, like Prismacolor pencils, professionals use them, but they're probably not the preferred choice of many professionals. They have a lot of drawbacks, and as I learn more and more and use them more and more, I'm starting to experience some of the drawbacks myself. But overall, they're decent pencils. I would say that I would recommend them to anybody that is getting into colored pencils, or even just wants to play around with colored pencils. I mean, they're better than Crayola, but the quality isn't the top, and it's easy to find. It's easy to find that out. But when I was first beginning, I loved them. I still love them. I still love them. They're great pencils, and they do what I want, and they work well with what I can do. But I've always felt pretty limited with the paper that I've worked on with these colored pencils. And as recent as February of this year, or actually no, the end of December of last year, I felt that I had reached the limit of detail that I can get out of these pencils and on the paper that I was using. This is seen, you can see this in my red-eyed tree frog drawing that I did that I think I posted just at the beginning of this year. And when I drew that, I was surprised at the level that I had gotten to in the short time that I've been using colored pencils. And so, so I realized that I had kind of gotten to the limit of the paper I was using, because I was using this crappy, flimsy paper that really is just cheap sketchbook paper. And I was like, man, I don't know the first thing about paper, and whether or not it really does make that big of a difference. But I can tell you right now, it is worth looking for good paper, because, I mean, even this paper here, this is pretty cheap, flimsy, and the level of detail that I can get in it is pretty limited. It's clear in these figure drawings that the detail is limiting, because you you lose the ability to layer. This one isn't the best example because this one actually came out super good, but yeah, I just can't get over how good this Stonehenge paper worked with this drawing that I keep talking about, but I refuse to show you guys. And the amount of detail that I was able to get on this paper just blew my mind. I'm totally sold on the idea of paper making a huge difference with colored pencils. I was skeptical, but I was skeptical not based on experience, but actually inexperience. But after this, I've ordered new paper, nice, thick, hot-pressed watercolor paper, which I always hear really great things about, as far as being able to capture detail. And so I'm excited. That's going to be coming in the mail in the next day or so. So I'm hoping that the next drawing that I do will actually be on nice new paper that I can really maximize. I think I've pretty much gotten to the limit as far as how long I want to record. I really wasn't expecting this video to talk about paper the whole time. It's actually yeah. I was actually expecting to get this further done. I think the eyes are starting to look pretty cool though. Anyways, I'm going to stop the video here because I think I've just gotten to about a half hour, and yeah, I think I'm going to work on this a little bit. Maybe just finish the eyes. That way, come next week, you can see what I wanted to do with the eyes, and then yeah, I hope everybody has a great weekend. Did I forget anything? No, I don't think so. I do have some questions here that I didn't get to, but I had so much fun just chatting that I didn't need to rely on the questions to find things to talk about. Anyways, take care, and I will see you all next week. Remember, next Thursday, subscriber portrait number 3 will go live, so be sure to check that out, and take care. Peace.